News. I'm Chris Foster. President Biden and Donald Trump have secured their party's presidential nominations, going over the top last night with wins in Georgia, Mississippi, and Washington State, and a Republican caucus in Hawaii.
This was a great day of victory.
Trump, in a post on Truth Social, President Biden gives a speech, then attends a campaign event in Milwaukee today.
The president will share how this administration investments are rebuilding our communities and creating good-paying jobs.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre. Uvalde, Texas Police Chief Daniel Rodriguez is resigning next month.
He was on vacation May 24th, 2 years ago, when a teen committed the murders at Robb Elementary. Reports on the response highlighted failures in several aspects. Parents of victims were angered. An independent report did not find more fault with officers.
Fox's Gernal Scott Rodriguez has been chief since 2018 on the force for 26 years. America's listening to Fox News.
97.
Well, a good Wednesday morning to you. It's Hump Day. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And our title of this thing here is Real Talk, Live and Local, right? Live and Local Real Talk. Live and Local Real Talk.
Real talk.
Getting more local than it was last night, about 9 o'clock around here.
Yeah, you had some things going on in the hood last night.
Yeah. Yes, my wife was walking down the hallway. She sees some bright orange coming through the front door.
Mhm.
So she looks out there and there's a big old fire going, a big old fire.
Yeah.
She hollered at me. She said, call 911. I said, whoa, ruh-roh. That's always a bad sign. So anyway, I looked out the window and there he was and stepped out on the porch and called 911, gave them the information. They said, we're having multiple calls from this, and I gave them more pinpoint location. And so they headed on out here, and a whole bunch of units showed up.
I'm sure.
And at one point in time, some body of flame shot up to the top of one of the pine trees. I'm guessing it was about 40 feet up. That's what some of the trees over there are.
Yeah.
But it just shot way up, and whew, what a mess.
I was thinking about your neighbors across the street.
Yeah.
That's just right behind them. And it's not been that long ago that they moved into that
That's
house.
right.
And they're probably thinking,
Yeah, they were worried. And the
Yeah.
only good thing about it is the lady and my wife had a conversation last night out in the middle of the street. And she said, that whole area behind our house is nothing but swampland. The way the water is all
Right.
wet.
Oh, good.
So,
oh, that's good.
yeah, but stuff can shoot over.
I got
Yeah.
thinking about that last night. Little pieces of fire shooting
Mhm.
over the top of the houses. And
Yeah, well, we thought about it.
Rayford calling us and saying, we'll be doing the show from downtown.
Oh, no.
As soon as I saw that picture you posted, I knew which house it was. It was a real pretty white house. It was back up in the trees.
Mm,
Yeah.
But I didn't realize
gorgeous
you
house.
had posted it on the page, and a friend of mine sent me the picture, and I'm like, how did she get the same picture Rayford already sent?
Mhm.
Until I clicked on it, opened it up, and saw you had posted it, and I was like, oh, this is crazy.
Anyway, an investigation is underway to that fire last night. They brought it under control about 9:30. The call was around 9 o'clock. The home was fully engulfed in flames when they got there, and I will contest to that. For sure, no doubt about it. They started with hand lights and then kept working and brought it under control. No one was inside the home at the time of the fire. The cause is under investigation, along with the Jacksonville Jacksonville Fire Department, crews from Piney Green and Pumpkin Center volunteer fire departments responded. So that was good. Good. There had a lot of people there, I can tell you that, and it didn't take long. The sirens were blasting away.
Oof.
Anyway, our best for the family, and there's going to have to be some good stuff over there. I'm sure going to be come out of that investigation, not a doubt.
Prayers to the family.
Yep. I know. We went through one when I was a little kid, and our house. We came home and so stopped at a store down the street, and they told us my dad stopped there to get some milk for the morning.
Mhm.
We were coming from a drive-in theater, and when he came back, he said he was running when he came out of the store. I said, "What's wrong?"
Oh, goodness.
And he said, "Our house is on fire," but it had already burned.
Wow.
Yeah, we're about 2 blocks away from it.
That's a sickening
Yes,
feeling.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and of course I was like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old, something like that. But we already had a house or he had one under construction. We were living in our temporary quarters there, and he had a house under construction down around Elizabeth Lake on DeWitt Street. And then we moved from DeWitt Street out here, which he will start another home out here. About the same time.
Oh my
So We
goodness.
had multiple homes under construction.
Well,
But we stayed there a few years and then got this one finished and moved in. So anyway, anything else good with you ladies?
everything's good.
Going good.
All right, well, good. Down in Sneed's Ferry, I think that's what I've got up next. Yeah, Sneed's Ferry man, he's in jail awaiting a first appearance in Onslow Superior Court this morning. Another fire in Chadwick's Acres of Sneed's Ferry. Started about 4 o'clock yesterday morning. Emergency personnel responded to the call, found 3 of the 4 occupants of the burning home in their neighbor's house. All 3 were taken to Naval Trauma Center. 1 was transferred to the Chapel Hill Burn Center. All are expected to survive. A statewide alert was sent out for 62-year-old Dwayne Christopher Brower, also a resident of the same house. His car was stopped by Holly Ridge Police, and he was taken before a magistrate for warrants for attempted first-degree murder 3 times, first-degree arson, and malicious use of an incendiary device. No other information has been released, and not even a motive has been released so far. That's a bizarre case. I
Mhm.
guess all 4 of them were living there.
Yeah, very bizarre.
Yeah,
He sounds like a real nutcase.
yeah. Well, house with people in it
Yes.
That's not good.
at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
There's a problem somewhere.
Yeah.
We touched on this a little bit yesterday and a week ago. There was a wreck there in Morehead City,
Yes.
and I found out a little bit more information. The mother has died about a week after the family car was hit by another vehicle being chased by police. Morehead City Police say 44-year-old Sue Ellen Leonard died this past Saturday. The woman, her husband, Nathaniel, and 2 of their 3 children were in their Toyota Tacoma pickup when it was struck on March 3rd at the intersection of US 70 and Hestron Drive. Police have been chasing Cody Schultz after he was seen driving erratically on Highway 70. Police said that Schultz did not stop and led the officer on a short chase before crashing just before 8 p.m. Sunday a week ago. The district attorney's office is reviewing the case for possibly additional charges against the man now that there has been a death. Initially, Schultz has been charged with, ready?
Yes.
3 felony counts of aggravated assault by a vehicle with serious injuries, 1 felony count of possession of a firearm by a felon, go figure, 1 felony count of flee and eluding arrest with a motor vehicle, 1 misdemeanor count of reckless driving with wanton disregard, 1 misdemeanor count of speeding, 1 misdemeanor count of driving while impaired, 1 misdemeanor count of possession of marijuana up to a ½ ounce, 1 misdemeanor count of driving while license revoked, impaired, driving revocation, 1 infraction of failure to maintain lane control, 1 infraction of possession of an open container of alcohol in the passenger area of a vehicle, 1 infraction of failure to reduce speed to avoid a motor vehicle collision, 1 infraction of failure to stop for a steady red light.
Phew.
He is hooked up.
I say book him, Dana.
Now
Yeah.
they're going to bring, I have no doubt about it, probably, I don't know, either manslaughter or second-degree murder charges.
Wow.
With all these circumstances, you'd have to explain to me why you would not go for second-degree murder.
I would think so.
Um,
That's wow.
Yeah, and I failed to run his record last night, so I'm going to do that very quickly.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, that was a tragic accident.
so yeah, it was.
I don't know if the father's even out of the hospital yet. They 2 of the 3 children were in the vehicle when
Yeah.
it happened, but thank goodness they weren't hurt.
Yep.
Seriously.
Uh,
To lose your mom like that. Oh,
Yeah, and she suffered for a week,
yes.
almost a week. So it's really awful when that kind of stuff happens.
Very sad. Very sad indeed. Driving recklessly. Somebody needs to take all his driving privileges away, which I'm
Well,
sure
I
he'll
don't
lose
think
some.
he'll have any of them.
Well, I say jail time. It's a shame.
It is a shame. Oh my, maybe I misspelled it, but if I misspelled it, it's because I copied it from another website.
Well, that's
It has an invalid character.
invalid character.
Which-
Wow.
So that's we'll have to get to it. Let's see if it sounds like.
Wow. Just reading this one story.
Yeah, I got him.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Uh-oh.
He's got hooked up here. Reckless driving, open container of alcohol after consuming, driver's license revoked,
Oh, gosh.
failure to move too far lane, DWI level 2. This is a different case. Possession of firearm by a felon. So that's happened before. Possession of firearm by a felon. That's 3 times now. Trafficking Schedule 2. Oh, yes. Operating vehicle without license. Assault, threat against government officials. Felony breaking and entering. Driver's license revoked. Miscellaneous motor vehicle violation. Discharged firearm into occupied property. Driving under 21, consuming contributing substance.
Well, he
This
sounds
all
like
dates
a real.
back to 2009.
He sounds like a real model citizen, doesn't he?
I'm assuming that they will put him away.
I hope so. I hope the
Hey,
court system
I hate to be his
doesn't let us
attorney.
down.
I
Oh,
hate to be his attorney.
be a court appointed.
I'm
That's
sure
about
of
the only
that.
way he's probably going to get one.
Okay, I guess the elephant in the room.
What's the elephant
Some
in there?
interesting revelations from Capitol Hill yesterday.
Oh.
Ex-special counsel Robert Hur
Mhm.
agreed that he identified evidence that pride and money were strong motivating factors for President Biden to retain classified records as the former vice president sought to keep materials to use for a memoir he wrote that brought him $8 million.
Hmm.
House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan, I would hate to be having to answer his questions, by the way, questioned her during a public hearing Tuesday and asked him, why did Joe Biden, in your words, willfully retain and disclose classified material? Jordan referred to Hur's report in which he stated that Biden was deeply familiar with the measures taken to safeguard classified documents. In other words, he knew better. When pressed on why Biden broke those rules, Hur replied that his conclusion as to exactly why the president did what he did is not one that we explicitly address in the report. Jordan reminded that Hur explained that Biden began meeting with a ghostwriter for a book, his memoirs, while he was still vice president.
Yeah.
He got an advance payment, $8 million, to let a ghostwriter put the book together. Biden was recorded by the ghostwriter reading from the classified documents. Had a recorder going, and he's reading from the classified documents.
Oh, well, that's just.
Jordan, quoting Hur's report, said Biden viewed his notebooks as a contemporaneous record of the important moments of his vice presidency. He said that it was Biden's ego, pride, and money were the reasons for the book and giving up classified information to a writer who deleted, by the way, all of that information as soon as a special counsel was appointed. An admission that he knew that the information he had was taboo. Hur's report said that Biden risked serious damage to America's national security when he shared the classified information with the ghostwriter of his book. Even NBC News jumped all over the news from the hearing, did not try to hide or distort the revelations. I believe it was an eye-opening experience for most everyone except the die-hard Trump haters who will turn a blind eye to the facts of the investigation, along with the reasons that Special Counselor Hur would not recommend charges be brought against Biden. He likely made the right call, by the way, in my personal opinion, and for all the right reasons. For the Biden campaign, the right call and all of the right reasons could prove damaging to the Biden campaign that's meant to keep a Democrat in the White House for a second term, regardless of the cost. I still think the best thing the Dems can do, even though it's pretty late in the game, is to draft a replacement candidate that could give Trump a run for his money. Who's it going to be? I don't know. If the DNC and Biden's so-called friends continue to push this man down the path he's on, they should face charges of elder abuse. In the Republicans' corner, Given the unknown outcome, the legal issues facing Trump will have, finding a suitable replacement for him might be something they should consider too. I still like Jim Jordan personally.
He's a
If you have a chance, start reading the transcript of Hur's report. I've only seen a small part of those 204 pages, I think it was. I was working all day yesterday, but I will have digested it in its entirety as soon as I can. During the hearing, Democrat Representative Adam Schiff sparred with Hur on Tuesday as the California congressman accused her of playing politics with his report on President Biden's handling of classified documents, which earned pushback from her. I want to go back to your opening statement, which you said that you did not disparage the president, your report, but of course you did disparage the president. That's what Schiff told her. Schiff told her that he had to know how to get the maximum political impact that would hurt Biden. And that was his only reason for doing this. Hur responded that he could have simply left out portions of the information he got during the interviews, but that in his words, that would have been an incomplete and improper report, and that it did not reflect my analysis. The bickering continued for some time, Schiff claiming that Hur knew his report would start a firestorm. Hur's reply, again in his words, politics played no part whatsoever in the investigation. The two continued to disagree on their viewpoints. Thank goodness that time finally ran out.
well.
Did you hear any of this yesterday?
I watched some of the hearing yesterday.
During
And,
during the investigation and the interviews,
right.
even while they had all sorts of people there interrogating, and they call it interviewing Biden. But Biden found ways to lighten the mood. At several points, he teased investigators about their various searches of his properties. I just hope you didn't find any risque pictures of my wife in a bathing suit, which you probably did. She's beautiful. Huh?
This headache's going to get worse this morning. Yeah, I was watching some of that yesterday, and her giving his bombshell report, and it was extremely interesting. It was just like you said, he presented Biden as an elderly man with poor memory.
Yep.
And he started talking. I watched it for a while, and then I just fell asleep.
Would you recommend indicting him for that? I would not.
No, I would not.
I think it's first of all, I don't think he'll be around long enough to ever get that to trial. I mean, that's going to take years to get to trial.
I think we're wasting too much time, too much money when we could be running Congress and doing things that benefit the people.
Yeah.
But we're wasting way too much time on stupid stuff.
For some reason, and maybe it's because I just put him out of my mind when he withdrew from his campaign as a Democrat for president, Robert F. Kennedy. I thought he was no longer considering a run for president at all. I know he became an independent,
Right.
but he pulled his name from the list of Democrats. And I'd heard almost nothing about running as a third party contender. Maybe he just didn't make any news with all the other shenanigans
Well,
going
I
on.
know I got one of those automated texts from him yesterday. Wanting money.
I remember some speculation to that effect, but now it seems Kennedy is seriously considering a couple men as running mates if he continues on that journey. One name mentioned is New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who is working on getting healthy from his ruptured Achilles to suit up for the 2024 season after playing just 4 snaps. The New York Times, which first reported that Rodgers and former WWE star and Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura were on Kennedy's list, said the 4-time NFL MVP welcomed the idea. Neither Rodgers' agent nor the Jets immediately responded to a request for comment. Another twist added to the complex presidential races this year. I would suspect that Kennedy, a Democrat before becoming unaffiliated, could put an additional crimp in Biden's reelection bid. I think he will pull more Democrats away from Biden than he would hijack Trump supporters. You agree?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah, it's just like that little short dude, Ross Perot,
Mhm.
back in the day. He took a lot of votes away from George Bush,
He did.
and
Mhm.
that put Clinton in the White House.
I was just
What a
reading
mess.
his text. It's
What a
about
mess.
sending money.
Yeah, well,
Everything's
I
about
get those
sending
every day.
money.
I get them from Biden. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we go ahead and take a break, do a little bit of weather.
Yes.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1. Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Acts with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Chico's Tires, 23 is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, B.F. Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
The sale continues for, my mic was hot. The sales continues for rod and reel packages down at Tideline Marine through the 15th of this month. You'll save 20% on any of those items in stock at the ship store. And adding to that, a lot of replacement tackle arrived yesterday. All of it is also 20% off. Why not take advantage of the savings, expand your horizons, and try a few new lures that you've never tried before? Don't forget the Tide Line has an ever-expanding line of boats, fishing boats for the shallow waters of the White Oak and New Rivers, offshore and nearshore center consoles that'll get you to the waters where the big fish like to play, and the really cool Aloha pontoon boats. One even has a sliding board. Tide Line Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, southwesterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet. Dominant period 4 seconds. That means they're going to be pretty close together, especially in the inlet. Sounds and rivers only a light chop. Thursday, westerly winds around 5 knots, becoming southerly around 5 knots in the afternoon. Seas around 2 feet. Dominant period 7 seconds. Much more better tomorrow. Sounds and rivers are flat. Friday, just in time for the weekend. Southwesterly winds kicking up 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts up to 25 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet, they'll increase as the day wears on. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, increasing to choppy in the afternoon.
Today it will be sunny, a high of 76. Tonight, clear, low of 49. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 78. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 55. And on Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 80. With some gusty winds as high as 23 miles an hour.
80.
Friday night, mostly cloudy, low of 61. And on Saturday, partly sunny, high of 75.
I'm going to go work on my tan.
Don't let that fool you, though, because I heard them talking this morning on the national weather. Next week, we may have some below freezing nights.
Where?
Here, Jacksonville, on the
Why?
coast. Because Mother Nature likes to fool you.
Because it thundered last week and we have to count to 10 days.
Oh, there's no snow. Just
I'm just saying, count those 10 days.
I've seen it snow in April before.
So have I. I got pictures of snow on azalea blossoms.
Yes.
Just a light dusting.
And my azaleas are starting to bloom.
Mine are too in my backyard. Yep.
Okay, there's one more here before Dr. Rose calls in. Let's see if I get down to it. 4 individuals have been charged in Massachusetts after running a large-scale marriage fraud agency marketed to illegal migrants. According to a press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office, District of Massachusetts, 4 Philippine nationals living in Los Angeles were arrested for marriage fraud and immigration document fraud after they created hundreds of sham marriages between illegal migrants, giving them the opportunity to get green cards. Fake green cards.
Good.
Yes.
Who wants to do that?
Apparently a bunch of them. 50-year-old Marcialito Benitez operated the agency in a brick and mortar office in Los Angeles between October 2016 and March of 2022. That's 6 years. How many illegals are carrying green cards because of those fake marriages?
Hey, Kelly, we could start up a new business.
We could
make some money on the side.
Good point. Yeah, we could.
Hey, yeah.
My oath of office has never worn out. I will be.
We won't tell you about our side hustle. We won't tell you about it.
We're gonna start a side hustle.
Okay. I don't think either one of you can do it and get away
I have
with
a
it.
license to wed.
Oh, my.
Well, I got something, but my
good.
daughter, she's always sending me things that, as a mama makes her incredibly irate. She's very protective of my grandson. And all you guys know, he's 9. He's about to be 10 next month. And I don't know what is wrong with some of these teachers. And this right here, because my grandson's in 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So in Tennessee, a former 4th grade teacher has been arrested and accused of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old boy.
Really?
And then now she's also facing a 23-count indictment for sexual misconduct against nearly 24 other potential minor victims, ranging in the age from 12 to 17. Now she's also, quote, claiming that she might be pregnant with the 12-year-old's baby.
Okay.
What?
She was arrested, and the police chief is they're calling for more victims, but to come forward. And on March 5th, the 23-count indictment was handed down against her.
I hope so.
And I just can't. And my daughter is like, let this ever happen to my grandson. I'm telling you, we would, oh my word. What is wrong with people? How can anybody do this to a young kid like that? And she sent pictures and videos. They got all, all kinds of evidence. I mean, I do not understand.
You know,
She was charged with rape of a child, 5 counts of aggravated statutory rape, 4 counts of sexual exploitation by electronic means, 4 counts of solicitation of a minor to commit aggravated statutory rape, 2 counts of statutory rape by an authority figure, 2 counts of a coercion of a witness, 2 counts of aggravated stalking, violation of the Child Protective Act, and tampering with evidence and harassment. And Monday, she pleaded not guilty.
yeah, right. Too bad.
Yes.
Her lawyers pleaded not guilty for
Sick.
Yep, absolutely. Dr. Rosemary Stein, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How is everybody?
Oh, we're hanging in here. Wednesday. It's not bad.
Well, we're heading towards the weekend. You know, for some retired folks, that might mean the same thing as a Wednesday, then.
Well, I say I don't have to work this weekend, so I'll be all right.
Very nice.
Well, that's nice. You have the whole weekend
let's see.
off.
What do we have going on over here?
Yes. What's happening in the world of pediatric care?
Well, Dr. Rose, I got a question for you. Is there any measles?
No, we haven't seen any measles.
Okay,
I've
good.
Heard about the measles.
Yeah, I've heard about a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I've been hearing it a lot in the news, and
yeah,
it keeps coming up. But have we actually one or heard directly of a patient? Even if I don't know them, but have I heard directly of a patient? No.
Okay, wanted to check.
Good.
What are you seeing?
Yes. Lots of gastro, so vomiting, diarrhea kind of things. Let's see, have we seen the flu in the last week? We might have seen about two or three cases. Usually in a week in the winter we'll see maybe 20, 40. So it's really going down.
Good.
I haven't had any positive COVIDs. Lots of strep. We are seeing lots of strep.
How about
I'm sorry.
How about RSV? Has that calmed down any?
It did. So far in the last week, from Wednesday to Wednesday, no positive RSVs.
That's good. That's very
So
good.
the little ones are doing okay. You know that RSV, even though there's a lot of talk about it, but it affects the most children under 1, and the ones that are the most endangered by it are babies under 3 months of age. It can put them in the hospital real quick.
Dr. Rose, at what age can children, I don't know how young, can they get a flu shot?
6 months.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. I thought it was much older.
Yeah,
I
as
did
young
too.
as 6 months.
How many people, of the cases that you have seen, how many of them had their flu shots?
On a yearly basis this year. Well, we usually track it, and it's about 50-50. So I didn't look at that number recently to see how it wound up, but it is about 50-50. But what I do have to say about the flu shot is that if it has worked for your family and you in the past, that it's best not to mess it up. It's probably best if you take your flu shot. And if it hasn't worked for you in the past, then you can think about it and think about your exposure, and then consider it. But certainly if it's something that has worked for you and your family in the past, and you haven't gotten sick from the flu and you've had your yearly flu shot, I don't think this is the time to mess it up going into the next year to consider it. But we're pretty much done with administering the flu shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that season will be over very, very shortly.
It was a bit of a long season for the flu. It usually lasts two to 3 months of, really rabid flu, but it lasted longer, maybe about 5 months this year.
Yeah, I remember hearing cases of it was in October.
Yes, that's right. And since we're having a few into March, that's a really long flu season.
It is. All right, good. What else? We got the end of school coming up here soon. Sooner than you think. Golly.
Well, I do have to say that there's a sliver of promise for us. We did seem like, I don't want to get political, but we lost our older superintendent, our previous superintendent, and the children had not fared very well with her. So we have the hopes of either way, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, somebody different who hopefully has the children's welfare and their education in mind. So that's very good. But right now, I mean, it's time to keep on going. This is where kids really waver and they get bored, and it's a few months till the end of the year. So this is where I really work hard to animate them, to motivate them, tell them that this is why you keep on going to school. It's important so that you can make yourself a better person and have that job. You like fine cars, and you like maybe living in a nice home. You like being able to get out of mom's home someday.
Yeah.
So keep going, and you have to motivate kids by giving them sort of a future and being able to visualize it. And those kids that are not doing well, when I ask them, what do you see yourself doing in 10 or 20 years? They go completely blank because they have no reason to go to school, and they don't get it. So remember, motivate your kids. So they don't have to do what you want them to do. They're going to pick their own futures, but they need to be able to close their eyes and see something special, something that makes them a unique individual.
Sure. Yeah. I hope all of that will come to pass, and the parents will get back to being involved with their kids. I know these last few years have been a bit of a strain. Sometimes you had your kids too much during that lockdown, and you may have gotten a little, disjointed with a little concern, but then you needed some escape. I think a lot of parents needed that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they got to see the importance and the value of a good teacher many times, and many parents got to see that. Well, they felt that they could do better, or that another school or another alternative could do better. So I think that if you see the good and you work for your kids and not the opposite way around, that you're going to make the best of the situation no matter what. And it's not the job of the superintendent. It's not the job of the teacher. It's a job really of the parent.
That's
About
right.
80% of all of this goes with the parent and the responsibility of mom and dad and forming that child. In that case, it does. In the end, it's not going to matter what the superintendent and what the teacher does for the most part, because you're going to be engaged in your kids' education, so you're going to make the right decision.
Sure. All right. Dr. Rose, we will see you next week. We're headed for 80 degrees here, I think Friday. Is that right, Kelly? Is that what I heard?
Oh,
Yep, right
Wow.
around 80.
I love it.
Yes.
I'm going to go get a suntan.
Put
rid
that
of some-
picture online.
Get rid of some of this blotchiness. All right, Doctor. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Dr. Rose.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
You're very welcome. Talk
Thank
to
you.
next week.
Bye-bye. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSMA. Timmy, we'll take a quick commercial break. Give us a call right back. We'll be back.
1.1 WSME.
Angry Ginger Irish Pub St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration is almost here. Get ready to wear your green with the biggest St. Patrick's Day party in Jacksonville. Friday, March 15th, inside the pub, check out DJ Donna and the Shim Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest semifinals at 9:30 p.m. Outside in the Garden Pavilion, it's live music from Freeway from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. The silent auction table to benefit Onslow Outreach opens at 6 p.m. and goes on throughout the weekend. Saturday, March 16th in the Garden Pavilion. Come join join in the fun with DJ Donna and the Shim Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest Finals from 1 to 4 p.m. In the pub, it's Matt Boland from 5 to 8 p.m. And the Mid-Atlantic Band from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the Garden with Still County Express 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the pub. St. Patrick's Day, Sunday, March 17th, the Bagpiper will open and close the festivities with Celtic Sessions from 1 to 4 p.m. and multi-instrumentalist, vocalist, and recording artist featuring Iris Music and Harris from 5 to 8 p.m. Coming soon is The Rough at the Angry Ginger, featuring 5 golf simulators, the VIP Bay, and much more. The Angry Ginger Irish Pub, located at 1202 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville. Phone 910-333-9198. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, since 1967. Relax, we're on the way. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we are back, and just as we have almost every Wednesday, we got the man here in the house today, Peter. How are you?
Good morning. Very well, thank you.
Good. Appreciate you joining us again, Peter Wright. He's a Medicare specialist and a whole bunch of different plans dealing with Medicare. In the beginning, when I first got it, I don't think there were any such thing. This has been 10 years ago. There was no such thing as a bunch of these supplemental plans like they are now, right? It was just everybody had a Medicare card. That was it.
Yeah. There were supplement plans for probably about 40, 50
stuff, right?
That was with the private insurance companies, yeah. And then they brought out the Advantage plans about 17, 18 years ago.
Oh, is that right?
But they only, you only got a basic one here initially, and it's in the last 1 to 2 years that we've had a lot more selection down in Onslow, and that's been really great.
Okay. Well, good. First of all, let's tell people where you're going to be this week.
So I'm going to be in the Walmart on North Marine Boulevard, the one with the Golden Corral and the car park. And I'm there today from 10 o'clock till 1. That's Wednesday from 10 to 1 and 2 till 6. And then Thursday from 2 till 6 and Friday from 2 till 6.
Okay.
And that will be the same for the rest of this month. It'll be the whole Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoons.
Now we're coming up on we're almost halfway through March. Now, at the end of March, things change as far as being able to swap plans and do that kind of stuff, unless you're just turning 65.
Yeah, if you're turning 65 or you've moved or you're retiring, for some of those special events and there are special election periods. So right now at the end of March, that's me for Walmart until October again. I'll be back in Walmart in October, but I can still help people during this during the summer months.
Just call you.
Yeah. Call me at 252-373-4056. And that number again is 252-373-4056.
And then, of course, you've got a website called
foxplans.com.
I like that.
FOX plans, PLANS.com.
I like that one. All right. What are those common problems people are talking to you about these days?
Well, probably the biggest one is people are paying a lot for the Medicare plan when they first speak to me. And it generally turns out to be that, they may have a supplement plan and, they may be in their 70s now. They've got a supplement plan and they've got a separate drug plan. And I come across some people that are paying $600-700 a month for the drugs and the
Really?
drug plan and the supplement plan when you add it all together. And it's a lot of money. I mean, that's $7,000-9,000 a year. It really is that. It astounds me sometimes.
And the supplement plans, a lot of them have a drug plan that takes care of that. They don't need a supplement drug plan, right?
Well, you have a supplement plan, and you have a separate drug plan, a PDP, as it's called, prescription drug plan. And that the only person paying the premium for that drug plan to help pay for the cost of your drugs is you. There's no one else if you've got a separate drug plan. And that's what concerns me about next year, because with the Inflation Reduction Act, it's lowered the price for people of, the drugs. So the maximum cap on drugs that you'll have to pay next year with either a prescription drug plan or with a MAPD, a Medicare Advantage plan with prescription drugs, is $2,000. So that's great, except if you're somebody who only has a few drugs, haven't been costly up till now, and you've got a standalone drug plan, then where is the insurance company going to be able to make ends meet? It's not going to make ends meet with someone like me that costs last year was costing $16,600 if I got it through a prescription drug plan. Because it's an expensive drug. That's capped now at $2,000 for next year. This year it's capped at $8,000. Next year it'll be $2,000. So what they're going to have to do is raise the tier levels of the individual drugs to higher tiers and increase the premiums. Well, that's the general consensus from the reports and podcasts and so on that I've listened to about this for next year, because they're already having to design these plans because they have to go up to the through the official paths and get approved and so on in readiness for October this year. So next year, people with a supplement plan and a standalone drug plan are going to get a far higher. From everything I'm hearing, are going to get a far higher drug costs than they've been getting up till now.
Maybe we need to get Mike Causey and have a chat one day while Peter's here. And so we can have a nice round robin discussion here about what's going on. So that'd be interesting. He's our insurance commissioner. I think you were in here one time when he was on, right?
Yes, that's right. I was. I mean, it's great because what that does is it cuts, for someone like me, I don't have to worry about the $16,000 or $8,000 now for next year. And for a lot of people, that they won't have to worry. But if you have a separate drug plan, it's going to be a concern. So I think what's going to happen is so far in the last 17, 18 years, the MAPDs, the Advantage plans, have taken over. They've got more than 50% of a market share of all the Medicare plans. And I think that there'll be a big swing next year for people to go from the supplement plans to Advantage plans because of their drug costs that way. That's what I think.
Okay, we have a real quick caller here before we take a commercial break. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Bridget.
Hello, Bridget.
Good morning. I don't have a question. I just got something to say to all the listeners. This is the greatest plan. I'm so glad I listened to you guys in the morning. So I could have heard Peter and heard about him. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So if anybody's thinking about it, get switched. Go to Peter. I just want to say that. And thank you for the guest.
All right. Thank you, Bridget.
Well,
Yes.
thank you very
Have
much.
a good day.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
She had a little bit of an accent. Did you pick up on that?
I didn't.
You sure it's not your cousin calling?
All right, let's take a quick break. You're live in local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
WSME.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Highway 24 Richlands. Corned beef brisket flats are only $4.99 a pound. Whole top sirloin is $5.99 a pound. Top sirloin fillets, $8.99 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground beef is only $2.59 a pound. Whole bone-in pork loin, just $1.59 a pound. Over in produce, crisp green cabbage, just 49 cents a pound. And you get a 1 pound bag of peeled baby carrots for just 99 cents. And enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. You can dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. Country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly. The deli is home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast-friendly pharmacy located inside Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street. Highway 24 Richlands. Remember, say big with the P.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
There are any number of Advantage plans out there, and you know, but it depends upon what agent you go to. That person might not be licensed to deal with that particular different ones, right? So you might not be able to get the best deal from some agents just because they're not licensed to sell those plans.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I find it quite sad because I quite often come across people that have been, sold a plan or put into a plan, and it's because the person that put them in there is only licensed for that, is only contracted with that one carrier, and it's not the best plan for them in terms of benefits. In fact, it's quite can be quite severely lacking in benefits. And so I've actually helped quite a lot of people over the last couple of months when that has happened, and they've realized that they haven't got the best plan. You really want to try to find an agent that is at least contracted with all the major carriers in your area. For Onslow County, all the carriers are Humana, Aetna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and United Healthcare. So ideally you want to find an agent that's contracted with all of those. And if you are speaking to an agent, just make sure that they are. Don't just, if somebody phones you up, which they're not meant to do, and starts trying to sell you a plan, they may just have one company that they're contracted with, or maybe two companies they're contracted with, and they're not putting you into the plan that would be most suitable for you for the next year.
So do your homework before you do this. Those are 4 plans. Why are there only 4 plans for Onslow? Do other counties have more? Are there any others who are licensed to deal in North Carolina that we do not have here in Onslow?
Yes, it's picking up here. I mean, what you had here 2 years ago was just Humana. 2 or 3 years ago, you only had one company. Now we've got the 4 of them. So it's getting better. They've had to create networks of doctors, and it's just taken time to move out to the coast. But now we're starting to hear what the rest of North Carolina has had.
Is it a problem with our state level, or is it with the companies themselves?
I can't answer that.
Okay.
I don't know. I started more in the more highly populated areas and has moved out. So it's probably like anything. When the internet started, it was probably in the most populated areas.
Yeah, that's right.
Moved out, and the same with other things.
Okay. All right. So I just want to make sure that there was nothing that Onslow County was doing or not doing to encourage these other companies to come here.
The companies won't come if the doctors aren't credentialed for them.
Yeah, the major thing was setting up networks of doctors. I know that, and getting agreements and contracts sorted out.
And the other thing that's taking Blue Cross is averaging over 120 days for someone to get credentialed. And that's too long. It's unnecessary.
What do you mean credentialed?
A doctor or a provider cannot just bill insurance. They have to be contracted with the insurance company. The insurance company has to credential them and issue a contract, which the doctor signs. In other words, they agree to accept payment for whatever the insurance company rate is. So if you're if you're a doctor, and I'm going to use a mental health professional for example, if a mental health professional charges $225 for an initial 90791, which would be your initial diagnostic exam, most of the insurance company won't pay that, $225.
None of it.
So they'll pay, they'll say, we're going to give you $150.
Okay.
So you agree to accept that $150. But to be a provider, you have to be credentialed with that, in other words, contracted with the insurance company. So the insurance companies won't go where doctors are not wanting to accept their insurance. That's one reason why Medicaid for providers is hard to find anywhere, but especially even here in Onslow, is because they all have requirements. Medicaid has a lot of paperwork requirements. So a lot of providers, whether medical or especially mental health, more so mental health, don't like to mess with Medicaid because of the requirements. So, and it would, and to that, I'd say to these big providers, Blue Cross is the worst in my opinion. If they would make the process to become a provider easier, they would have an easier time. They're the worst of the bunch. I know somebody's been waiting 9 months to get credentialed.
Wow.
Shouldn't take that long. It's not rocket science. You fill out their paperwork, they check your licensure, they run their background check, et cetera. It should not take that long. And that's a problem. Yeah.
Give me the name of the person that's trying to get credentialed, and I'll see
Okay.
if I can get that
Okay.
expedited.
All righty.
All right. Let's go ahead and take a Fox News break. And we'll be right back on the other side. You're live and local Real Talk. Freedom 90.1, 1120 a.m. WSME back in 60.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Setting up the first presidential campaign rematch since Eisenhower-Stevenson in 1956, President Biden and Donald Trump have both clinched their party's nominations with primary wins yesterday.
Most importantly, we now have to go into victory because our country's in serious trouble.
Former President Trump hosting on Truth Social, campaigning in Denver, Vice President Kamala Harris says voters have a choice.
A country of liberty, freedom, and rule of law, or a country of disorder and hate.
President Biden campaigns in Milwaukee today. 4 Army ships are on the way from Virginia to the Middle East with equipment and supplies to build a floating dock to receive humanitarian aid for Palestinians in Gaza, struggling to find food during the war between Israel and Hamas. The trip should take around a month. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Okay, we're back. If you have a question for Peter, this is a good time to give us a call, 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. If someone decides, okay, I've got this Part B premium, and they just don't pay it anymore, what happens then?
That can be a big problem, and it often happens to people that are just starting, and they get this invoice that's saying that that they need to pay Part B premium, and it's normally for 3 months, so it's something like $470 or so, or maybe slightly more than that, 500 and something, and they disregard it or they forget about paying it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they may have, they've got their Part A, they've got their Part B now. They've probably signed up for an Advantage plan, but they don't pay the Part B, the $174 per month. And it's normally billed you 3 monthly unless you set it up to come out of your checking account. This is when you first turn 65 and you haven't got Social Security, for instance. So it's not coming out of your Social Security check, or you didn't arrange for it to come out of your Social Security check.
Well, you get Social Security pretty much automatically when you turn 65, right?
No, only if you elect to get it. Like my wife didn't want to get Social Security. She didn't actually have to refuse to get it. She just didn't arrange to get Social Security payments when she turned 65.
You get more if you wait.
I know.
I know some people take it, a lot of people take it at 62 or shortly after that. But I've come across, in the last 2 years, 4 people that got Part B and then let it drop. And then once they've let it drop, they lose their Medicare Advantage plan, and they can't get that Advantage plan back until they've got Medicare Part A and Part B. So they have to wait until January of the next year. So in other words, anybody that lost it last year, say in March or April, they then had to wait until this year to apply for Part B again. And if they applied in January, they would have got it back on the 1st of February. And that's all well and good. Okay, but it leaves you with a late enrollment penalty for Part B, which is about 10% of the cost. So you're going to be paying an extra $17 a month for the rest of your life for the Part B. And of course, if you had an Advantage plan, you've got to have Medicare Part A and Part B the whole year. So if you lose your Advantage plan with a drug plan combined in it, you've lost your drug plan, and you also get a Part D penalty for any time when you're late enrollment penalty if you don't have drug coverage 63 or more days. So then you've got a Part B and a Part D late enrollment penalty that you have to pay for every month for the rest of your life. In addition to that, you get royally screwed if you don't realize that when you get the Part B for the second time, you've got to have the Advantage plan already picked and in place for the 1st of February. And those 4 people I mentioned to you didn't have that done. So that would mean, but in reality, they're meant to stay, they would have to stay off of having an Advantage plan, for another year until annual enrollment period, or unless they got another special election period that could help them. Now, I was able to help a couple of them because they were going to move anyway, and the other 2, there was something we could do, so I was able to help them. But it was
why does moving qualify you? I mean, if I just move down the street
to a different county.
Oh,
so the couple that I helped last year, their aircon has stopped working, and it was, I think it was May, and they were getting really hot in their place. So they moved to a friend's house for a couple of months because of their air conditioning. So I put them into a plan then and put them into another one when they came back.
I could just take my boat and move into another county for a while.
You could do something like that, yeah. But then you'd have to file your address with CMS and
cheater.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be living on my boat.
Well, I mean, I'm renting a house in Durham, and I'm renting an apartment in Jacksonville. So I suppose I could move between one and the other if I
back and forth as need be. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'd have to change everything legitimately to do it. But yeah, you could.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's what you should do.
No, because you're going to get caught and you're going to get confused somewhere down the line.
Oh yes.
So the main lesson is when you first turn 65, or when you first get your Medicare A and B, make sure that you keep paying the Part B. It's really essential that you do, because if you don't have it, you'll lose your Advantage plan. Now, you can have just a standalone drug plan with Part A or Part B, but if you've got a Medicare Advantage plan, you've got to have A and B. Yeah,
I guess somebody up there really smart worked all this out, but it gets to be very confusing. That's why you're here, right?
That's why we have Peter.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to be here. I don't think it should be confusing like this. It is. That's one of the rules that I think is really nasty when somebody gets it back, but then realizes, oh, I should have got the Advantage plan sorted out before I got it back on the 1st of February.
It's like me and income taxes. When the Internal Revenue Service deal comes around,
we hate them.
I cannot. I've looked at that stuff, tried to fill it out. I cannot do it. Because I got the business stuff to deal with as well, but I cannot do it. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world, because there are other things there that, like my CPA, he pointed out, he said, there are things here that we study all year long, things we know that you probably are not going to know because they're not going to tell you.
Yeah.
But we find out, so we can help save you money. And he does.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to help me save a lot of money this year.
Same with me. I need that as well.
I'll have to see. And speaking of each year, I know it's not too late now to start looking at, for people like me who like to do long-term planning, if I can, instead of waiting until October and then November, then December, then all of a sudden it's January and then I'm out of the ballpark again. When should we actually start looking at what we've got and what we need?
Well, ideally, what you should do is look during the annual enrollment period and make sure that you're in the right plan for the next year, because you may be in a supplement plan and you then got the opportunity to change to an Advantage plan if you want during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so that's during AEP. Now, there is an open enrollment period, which we're not allowed to advertised, but it's that's from January the 1st to March the 31st, and that's for anybody that's already in an Advantage plan, and so they maybe have picked one during the October through December period, and for some reason they don't like it. There's maybe one of their drugs isn't covered, or the doctor's not covered, or they just realize that they picked the wrong plan for what they actually need.
So you got a grace period.
So you've got an open enrollment period, it's called, from the 1st of January till the end of March, in which you can make one change during that time.
But if you have an Advantage plan, right?
That's if you have an Advantage
and
plan.
you have to go back to another Advantage plan.
You can go to another Advantage plan, or you can switch to a standalone drug plan, and and just have that, or pick a supplement plan. Also, you can pick a supplement plan.
If you do the standalone drug plan, to do that, though, is the way I understand it, you lose Part B, and therefore you lose your Advantage plan.
You'd lose if you. No, hang on. You lose your Part B if you stop paying your Part B premiums. If you decide to change from an Advantage plan to a standalone drug plan, you can do that. You just change back to original Medicare A and B, so you keep A and B, and you have a separate drug plan. You can do that during that open enrollment period.
Gotcha. All right. So just because you go get a standalone drug plan does not mean you don't need Part B.
You can have a standalone drug plan with just A, or with just B, or with both of them.
But if you
you can't have an Advantage plan with one of those, with just A or just B. It's only the drug plan. See, it's complicated.
It is complicated.
Yeah. So
we're gonna have to get a big chalkboard up in here and write on the walls. Explain this stuff.
So Advantage plan, you've got to have A and B. A separate drug plan, you just have to have A or B or both. That's basically the ruling there.
Okay, what comes under A?
That's basically hospital costs.
Okay.
And under Part B, you got the doctor costs. That's really how to look at it.
So if you're not in the hospital, you don't need Part A?
Most people are eligible for Part A because they've either worked for 10 years and paid taxes, or their spouse has. So that there's not many people that don't qualify under that. There are a few. And they have to pay $250 or $400 a month for Part A if they don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, there's one question I want to ask you, because I get a lot of phone calls on this. What about food cards?
I get asked about that too. Can I get a $300 food card? Yeah, I've seen an advert for it. How can I get the $300 food card?
Yes.
And unfortunately, that's somebody that's advertising that's not meant to advertise like that. They're trying to get they're trying to get people to phone them, and then they'll switch them into whatever they can switch them into. But unless you've got Medicare and a certain level of Medicaid, you're not going to get benefit like that.
Because I see these advertisements all the time on this one news app that says that North Carolina residents that are on Medicare are entitled to an $800 a month food card.
Yeah.
So no, don't mess with it, right?
Don't mess with it.
It's a con to get you to change.
It's to get you to phone them, and then they'll try to talk you into some other plan.
Well,
more than likely,
you can't talk me into anything. So,
but they can talk other people, and as I mentioned to you, previously, that last year I had 6 people that were talked into changing into a worse plan than what they had. 2 of them, we didn't catch them in time, and they had to make a complaint to CMS, to the Center for Medicaid Services. The other 4, we were able to cancel the disenrollment from their existing plan and cancel the enrollment into the new plan that the other agent had proposed. And so they were able to keep the plan that I'd put them in. But it's just a lot of.
But if I call,
worry and headache.
you know, one of these, this food card company or whatever it is, and I say I want my $800 a month food card, and then they're going to try to change my plan, and I just continue to say no, I'm happy with what I've got.
Probably the first thing they're going to do is ask you for your name and your phone number, and then they're going to keep a record of that, and then they're going to keep phoning you every year, every month, or day thereafter.
After 9 o'clock, nobody answers it.
So I try not to phone I wouldn't phone any of these numbers because you'll just continue to get phone calls. I had somebody show me their phone while I was talking to them last week, and it had, I think it was 42 that day, all about Medicare.
I think we should give him Peter's number.
No, I'll give them 910-455-3113.
Oh, I've done that before.
That's the sheriff's office.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. A non-emergency landline.
Peter, federal retirees, is it a good thing for them to, switch or have a Advantage plan?
Yes, there's Blue Cross has an Advantage plan specifically for federal retirees on the Blue Cross Blue Shield plan, and that has a lot of benefits, of which one of them is giving them an extra $1,200 back a year. So that's beneficial. And having spoken about Blue Cross federal retirees, there's also veterans. Veterans, if you got A and B, Medicare A and B, you can also make use of these Advantage plans. You can get a plan without a drug benefit, which is very rich in other benefits like 3,000, like dental benefits, vision benefits, hearing, transportation, money back on Social Security, and things like that. So it's really worthwhile taking a look at that. I've helped a lot of veterans with those plans, with both TRICARE and VA. Either or both.
Okay, good to know.
Peter, thank you again, as always. And you're headed in about an hour and a little change. You'll be at the Walmart on Marine Boulevard near Golden Corral and Western Boulevard from
That's
10
right.
until 1, and again from 2 till 6, and that's today, and that's Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then 2 until 6 on Thursday and Friday.
Yes, that's right.
Got it.
And the same for the rest of us.
Remember, he's on the boulevard.
The Boulevard.
On the boulevard.
On the
That's right.
boulevard.
All right, Peter, thank you. We'll see you
Okay.
next week.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. You're live and local Real Talk from 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Main Street in downtown Maysville. How about corned beef brisket flash, $4.99 a pound. Whole top sirloin is only $5.99 a pound. Top sirloin filet, $8.99 a pound. And 10 pounds or more fresh ground beef is only $2.59 a pound. Whole bone-in pork one, just $1.59 a pound. Over in produce, you get a pint of fresh blueberries for just $3.99. Jumbo green bell peppers, 99 cents each. And you also get crisp green cabbage, 49 cents a pound. And you get a 1 pound bag of peeled baby carrots for just 99 cents. Also, you get two 2-liter size Coke and Sprite for just $5. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, down at Sideline Marine right now, there's a big sale going on. All the fishing tackle, the rod and reel packages through the 15th, you'll save 20% on any of those items in stock at the ship store. And adding to that, a lot of replacement tackle arrived yesterday. A ton of stuff for all the tackles has been sold this spring and during the winter. It's been why not take advantage of the savings, expand your horizons, and try a few new lures that you've probably never used before? They might even work. Don't forget that Tideline has an ever-expanding line of boats, fishing boats for the shallow waters of the White Oak and New Rivers, offshore and nearshore center consoles. That'll get you out to the waters where the big fish like to play, and the really cool Aloha pontoon boats. Even one has a sliding board. Kelly, you look good going down that sliding board, wouldn't
You
you?
think so, huh?
Yeah. So, bam. Yeah, that would be fun.
What's it going to look like on the water?
Yeah. Tideline Marine and Family, 59 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, southwesterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 3. Dominant period 4 seconds. That means it's going to be pretty choppy. Sounds and rivers light chop. Tomorrow, westerly winds around 5 knots, becoming southerly. Still about 5 knots in the afternoon, kind of light. Seas around 2 feet, very nice. Dominant period 7 seconds, much easier in the inlets. Sounds and rivers are going to be twiggy flat. Tomorrow, Friday, just in time for the weekend, southwesterly winds kicking up 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20, gusts up to 25 in the afternoon. Seas will start out 2 to 3, likely increasing as the day wears on. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, increasing to choppy in the afternoon.
Today, sunny, high of 76. Tonight, clear, low of 49. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 78. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 55. On Friday, mostly sunny, 80 glorious degrees with a bit of a gust at 23 mile an hour, but nobody cares because it's going to be warm. On Friday, mostly cloudy, low of 61. Friday night, Saturday, awesome, partly sunny, high of 75. Good for doing yard work, Rayford. Just telling you. You got to work on your raised beds, right?
My leg hurts. My back hurts.
You can sit in a chair.
I can't reach them from a chair. I'd have to get a lift chair. All right. Paul Buchanan, Onslow County Commissioner, Vice Chair of the Onslow County Board of Commissioners. We got Robin Knapp in here. And they got a plan.
We do.
Got a plan. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
All right.
We have good news coming here.
Congratulations first to both of you on the election returns last week.
Thank you, and thank the people for voting for us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, who wants to take the lead?
Doesn't matter. Go ahead, Paul.
Go ahead, Rob.
Pointing fingers at each other.
Well, one of the biggest things that we're looking at, and we talked about, I know Paul and I and other commissioners, is to get a quarter-cent increase in sales tax to push that. So what we've decided, we've got the majority of the board, I think possibly unanimously, to get a resolution at our next meeting on Monday to get a quarter-cent sales tax increase, put it to a referendum so that we can get it on the ballot in November and let the people decide if they want a quarter-cent increase in sales tax. And this is the first step. If we do a resolution, we pass a resolution, and then it goes before our 3 local representatives, Senator Lazara, Representative Shepard, and Representative Cleveland, to get their vote and support. And hopefully we'll be able to put this on the ballot in November. And the main reason, there's other reasons why we're going to we're wanting a sales tax increase, but one of the main reasons, probably the top priority, is an effort to decrease our tax rate. We decreased it, I think it was, last year?
October 1, 2010 is when we did it on a course in sales tax.
Right. So we had to, we dropped our tax rate from 70.5 to 65.5 cents per $100. And with the sales tax increase, if it gets passed and the people vote for the referendum, it'll allow us to re-examine the tax rate. And our goal is to lower the tax rate if we can, even
So
further.
you're talking property tax.
Property tax, correct. So that's our main goal. And I know Paul has been a bit staunch supporter of this for years. We discussed it. I've been a staunch supporter of it. The chairman is on board. And like I said, I haven't talked to all the committees, but from my understanding, it looks like it's going to be unanimous resolution, and hopefully we'll get that on the agenda, or we will get it on the agenda for Monday's meeting. And Mike Lazar, Senator Lazar, is already aware of it, and I was in contact with him, and so was Paul, and so is the chairman. We've talked about this, and he fully supports it. So
here's the
good news.
The issue here, because this has been ongoing. A request has been ongoing for quite some time, right?
Yes.
But it has to be a unanimous decision, a recommendation coming from 4 individuals.
3 individuals.
That's right. We don't count the other one that serves the other county.
Correct.
Okay.
Just one
3
for Oslo
individuals.
County.
2 state house reps and 1 senator.
Correct.
One of the house reps has said, no, y'all don't know how to spend money. All you do is know how to spend money. You just don't know how to save it.
That is correct.
That's what he said.
Yes.
So he said no. But it takes all 3. It takes a unanimous decision.
Well, we're not going to, I agree with you 100%, but, we decided as commissioners that this issue should be left up to the people to decide if they want this. And I think a majority of them would want this because they want to see their property tax rate decrease.
If you sell it right, they will do it.
Yeah, that's
but it's
right.
got to be sold right, and it has to be a good deal.
Well, once we do our resolution, then that's going to be up to the representatives to talk amongst themselves to get this on the referendum, to get it on the ballot in November. And I think this is probably the fairest way to do this, and let the people speak. Let the people decide what they want to do.
Giving us the choice.
That's right. Well, the people of this county, and Paul and I have talked about this constantly, they deserve a voice in this. And if they come back and it's on the ballot and they vote no, then so be it. But if the majority of the people vote yes and they think it's a good idea, that's our job. We're here to represent the people and give them a voice and let them voice their concerns.
2 obstacles. One is going to have to get all 3 to agree.
Correct.
That's one. And then you're going to have to convince, once it's on the ballot, you better be able to convince the citizens, the voters who are going to be voting in November. And it should be a lot of them.
Correct.
Got my vote.
Got my vote, and I know about 100 people that they got their votes on it.
If we go back to 2010, when we did this, it was a quarter-cent sales tax, and the quarter-cent sales tax for 22-23 is $8.8 million. So that's $735,378 a month is what we would take in. This is everybody paying the tax.
That's right.
So the property, it's not all on a property tax.
Not the 60% of the people who pay property tax.
Everybody that comes to Onslow County pays that tax. So what happened with that? 2 pennies we rolled back. 1 penny went to education. 1 penny went to public safety. The 1 penny that went to public safety, all of that went to the firefighters, all our volunteer firefighters. There's 72 emergency responders.
That's right.
17 of them are part-time and 55 of them are full-time. Now, why do we have those? Because during the daytime, the volunteer firefighters don't have anybody in the house.
That's right.
They can't get volunteers anymore. And there's more volunteers at night than there is in the daytime. So we would add more to that. So we'd be able to help out the fire chiefs in the volunteer fire side. That's what that 1 penny was helping with. And there's 72 people, emergency responders.
And with the people, what we want to do is we want the people to know what we're going to spend that money on if we get this proposal through the resolution, and then it gets voted on, and hopefully it'll be the people will be in favor of it. Right now, the biggest concern, our biggest main priority regarding this is to lower the tax rate. And Paul and several of us have gotten together, and Paul's got some good ideas as what we can do with the remaining funds in terms of who to dedicate it to. We haven't decided that yet. We're going to have workshops as commissioners. Again, the priority being lower the tax rate, and then from there, we'll decide where the rest of the money gets spent on what our focus is on. And I think this is a win-win. And it's a chance for not the commissioners, it's a chance for the voters, the citizens of this county to speak up and to participate in this and to help us.
You're going to have a campaign. You really will.
Oh yeah, we have to educate the public,
Yeah, we're
and
gonna
we
have
did
to
that
do that.
before in 2010.
We have a lot more public right now too.
And as it progresses, we get the workshops done. There'll be a campaign to let the people know what direction we're going, and try to be as transparent as possible so that they understand where this money will be utilized.
It should be as much of a door-to-door campaign as your campaigns to get yourselves reelected.
Just about correct.
You're about right.
If not, it's not going to go anywhere. They got to put a face on it. They got to talk to people.
Well, I can tell you that back in 2010, I'm pretty sure it was Jeff Hudson was our manager. He worked hard to put everything together, and we just started. Signatures went out on a lot of different documents, and we sent out to the public. And there's a lot of brochures that went out, a lot of flyers that went out. Jeff Hudson was really instrumental in getting that because it failed the first time.
Yes, I know.
Because we did not designate where the money was going, and when we designated the money where it was going, it passed. I think it was almost 2-1.
Okay. All right. Now, worst case scenario. We've still got the one individual says no, ain't gonna happen. What do you do?
Well, we're hoping that maybe the senator and Phil Shepard can still push hard and maybe get it passed anyhow. I mean, they got to
Without
get
his
it
vote.
without his vote. They got to go to the House and the Senate. They just got to sell it to them.
The biggest thing, if he says no, he has that right to say no. To be honest with you, I'm tired of hearing that we have a spending problem because we don't have a spending problem. We're doing things and we're making an effort to reduce spending. In other words, to increase our revenue, which the sales tax will do, but giving the citizens the right to choose. If the citizens say no, so be it. It's a done deal. If it's on the resolution, go vote for it. But we keep talking about this sales tax. I've been talking about this sales tax ever since I've been a commissioner. And we need to do something despite the obstacle, because maybe one day that obstacle will turn around and vote for it or whatever it might be. But we need to put it on the agenda for us as commissioners to let the people know that the commissioners are unified in this. And we're trying to do the best we can for the county and give it to our representatives. And I personally, I don't understand it. The majority of the people I talk to, even during the campaigning season, are for this. So that's what we do. I mean, is it in our job as representatives of the people to present their voice, to present their concerns?
Yes.
And I don't know how anybody would deny that. Put it on the referendum and let the people decide.
Mainly because it takes the burden off the backs of the homeowners and the property owners and puts it squarely on everybody that sets foot and purchases something in this county. And why would anybody not want that?
But we talk about trying to find external revenue other than property taxes, et cetera. And this is a good start. This is something that's a win-win for us. I don't think it won't take the complete burden off the property taxes, but like you said, it'll help tremendously, and it'll help tremendously with other funding projects that need our attention. And Paul yesterday brought up some good points, very good points about certain projects that we need to focus in on that we'll discuss later.
Can you give us a hint?
Well, I don't mind saying. I mean, we got to figure out those other 2 pennies. So
Right.
we know one's probably going to have to be toward public safety or toward the volunteer firefighters. I mean, I think you have to look at that. Mine is just one commissioner now. We got to do something with the New River Inlet. And I think
Thank you.
Yes.
and I think it has to be a
Yeah.
jetty. And I know we got to go through legislation to get that approved, because I guess it's not approved for us. The only thing that was approved were the groins. And the scientists, and I was there, and I won't tell you who the representative was and the senator was at that particular time, but they said the groins help the inlet, but it does not.
No, it does
The
not.
groins only help beach renourishment. And Johnny Wayne Midget, which everybody knows that gentleman is out of Sneed's Ferry, and some of the other people I talked to down there, they want to flush the river. So if you have a jetty, that will flush the river and make the river clean.
Yes, it does.
And that's just one project.
That's just
that we're
one
talking
project.
about.
I mean, that'd be up to all the commissioners.
That's right.
But
I
the
got a
Sneed's Ferry
picture.
people I
I
talked
got a
to.
picture I'll let you use
I've seen that picture.
of the Masonboro Inlet jetties. There's 2 of them. And they don't do a whole lot of dredging there. They don't have to.
Because it clears itself.
Yes, it does. And I had to try to come in this inlet here 4 years ago. Couldn't get back in it. It was too shallow, and it was bow. I almost flooded out and backed out and got into deeper water. I had to go 35 miles south in a rough ocean to get to an inlet that I could get back in. And I came in at 35 knots. Didn't even have to slow down.
Well, the one thing that you remember too is that when it got shallow, like it did that one time, you know, they use a side dredge, which doesn't do a whole lot. It only helps out a little bit because it washes right back in.
Yep.
Hopper dredge is what we need to be using out there, but it's too shallow for the hopper dredge to get in there.
Yep.
You know, and this is, I'll be honest with you, talking about this proposal to get it on the referendum, and not give props where props are due. You know, our chairman was talking to Commissioner Carpenter, and she backed this, but she had some questions, some very, very good questions.
Good.
And she wanted to know, you know, that's why we're going into the workshops to discuss what we're going to do. If this gets approved, where's the money going to be directed? You know, number one, again, as I said before, our main goal is to lower the tax rate, but she brought up some very good points with the commissioner, and that prompted us to go, wow, you know, we need to get into workshops to discuss what we want to do with the money and to let the public know, because it's their money. We need to let them know what we're focusing in on as commissioners. So hopefully we'll be able to get the resolution approved. Well, it's going to get approved, I'm sure, by the commissioners, but hopefully we'll pass it on to our representatives, and they'll be able to massage it, and hopefully we'll be able to get it on the ballot as a referendum.
Now, will you have a comment period when you go to present the resolution at the meeting? Will you have a public comment period where people can get up and?
I don't know. I don't know yet. It's going to be
That
in a
would be
regular.
on the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If anything that's on the agenda.
Right.
So they can come up and talk, you know, like Paul said, the first 5 minutes. And then, of course, some of us will probably address it in our comments as well. Are you talking reference to a public hearing? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
no,
Okay.
no, no. I'm just not talking about the public comment at when you go to present the
In the first 5
resolution.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it should be on the agenda, which comes out today, tomorrow?
Today.
It comes out today.
Rayford, so we need to get a bunch of fishermen together to go in there and talk about a jetty.
Well, you can talk, I mean, we all know, being boaters and everything else, recreational fishermen and our commercial fishermen, they're the backbone of Onslow County when it comes to that waterway.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Several people that I talked to in the Swansboro area said that if that thing was jetty, that's where they would go out.
And I just want to say this, like, Chairman Foster would have been here today as well, but he had a prior engagement, so he couldn't make it. He's actually at some type of ceremony right now this morning. So,
Okay.
but he did want to come voice his opinion, but it was just he just couldn't be in two places at one time. But you know, we're excited about it, and like Paul said, it lets the people know that we're moving forward despite the negativity. We're moving forward to push this, and we'll see where the chips fall.
Okay, good.
I'm all for it. I mean, I think we've been needing this for a very long time.
Right.
And you've got so many issues with schools.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, you need another new school already.
Maysville.
Maysville.
We've already got word on that. And we have another school up in Maysville, middle school.
And didn't you just build one up in that area, Stella
Well, we're
area?
building
Was
one at
Woodland or something?
Tabernacle.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. It's being built on Tabernacle, the property
So
there.
you got more people moving in.
Well, it's about
obviously.
325 students they tell us about every year. That's half a school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to do something.
And yeah, we
We're
do.
growing.
And we're trying to prepare, you know, like I said, we're trying to prepare for the future, not just the future like in the next 24 months, but long range future. And if we can get this sales tax proposal on the referendum, hopefully people will vote for it. That'll be a big boost, kind of like a booster shot.
So you're talking about taking it from 7 cents to 7 1/4?
Correct.
Right.
That's a lot of
Because we're only
money.
allowed half a cent.
That's
Right.
And we've only got
Right.
1/4, so we can get another quarter.
And
Now,
there's,
some
I think-
areas are, I think Charlotte or someplace else can have,
Mecklenburg.
I think they can have, because they
Yeah,
did something with
that's
a
what-
railway and
They have public transportation.
public transportation.
Yes.
So-
So you're at 7 1/2.
Well, they can be at 7.5, like Mecklenburg and Raleigh. Those places can be at 7.5 because you have to, one of the requirements of getting that up to 7.5 is you have to have a public transportation available in your particular area. And of course, Charlotte and Mecklenburg are huge.
Don't we
Right.
have city and county buses here?
Just
No,
city.
those, the outs,
Just
no,
city.
no, that's used,
Oslo Transit.
Yeah, Altsville Town is just the city, and then Alts is the county.
Yeah, the county.
But it does city and county. Alts does.
Yeah, but the difference with ALT is it's designed for the people that are disabled, et cetera. It's not a public transportation system in the definition of the word. You know, you don't have like at Charlotte, you know, you have buses that run routinely, go from Center Street to A Street to, you know.
It's like Wilmington.
Yeah, they have grants, and then we have money that we give to Alts.
Right. So, but we're looking forward to it. We're kind of excited because, you know, like I said, we just had to do something. And we've been talking about it until we're blue in the face, but we're going to have to push the issue. We feel.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Appreciate
Still
it.
got a bone to pick with you about that Jeep you sold me.
What's wrong with it?
It still caused my door ajar.
Don't even answer him, Robin.
The door ajar, because when your door's open, it says your door is ajar.
It doesn't say it is. It says door ajar.
Door ajar.
Oh. His jokes get worse every day. Just don't even do it.
Well, it's like Grandpa.
Don't respond to him.
It's like,
Don't.
you had me going there for a minute there. I thought maybe, you know, I was going to say, did you? Oh. Did you buy an extended warranty? If not, I know somebody could sell you one.
I did buy one, but that's expired.
Did you?
I did.
Then you must have got.
And I haven't used it.
How does your extended warranty expire?
Yeah, because
After 2 years?
No.
I got one for 7.
No. I think the warranty. No, sir. You're wrong. You better look at your contract.
I better look at that thing. I'll
You
go pull
better.
that
I
stuff
think
out
you
right
bought.
now.
I think you bought the 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty. If I'm correct.
Okay, that's good then.
Yeah, you're still.
Now you can go
Now I'm gonna go get something done. I'll tell
a
Dave I'm
jar
coming up to see
to-
him.
Well, we definitely can't fix the jar problem. I'm sorry about
I want it
that.
reprogrammed.
I guess we can put a lid
Just
on
turn
it.
it off.
Yeah.
We put a lid on it for you.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Have a good one. Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA.
WSME.
Angry Ginger Irish Pub St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration is almost here. Get ready to wear your green with the biggest St. Patrick's Day party in Jacksonville. Friday, March 15th, inside the pub, check out DJ Donna and the Shim Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest semifinals at 9:30 p.m. Outside in the Garden Pavilion, it's live music from Freeway from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. The silent auction table to benefit Ongo Outreach opens at 6 p.m. and goes on throughout the weekend. Saturday, March 16th in the Garden Pavilion. Come join in the fun with DJ Donna and the Shim Rock and Roll Karaoke Contest finals from 1 to 4 p.m. In the pub, it's Matt Boland from 5 to 8 p.m. And the Mid-Atlantic Band from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the Garden with Still County Express 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the pub. St. Patrick's Day, Sunday, March 17th, the Bagpiper will open and close the festivities with Celtic Sessions from 1 to 4 p.m. and multi-instrumentalist, vocalist, and recording artist featuring Irish Music and Harris from 5 to 8 p.m. Coming soon is The Rough at the Angry Ginger, featuring 5 golf simulators, the VIP Bay, and much more. The Angry Ginger Irish Pub, located at 1202 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville. Phone 910-333-9198.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you.
We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Well, I appreciate the two commissioners coming in here this morning.
I
Robin
do
and
too.
Paul.
I'm all for this.
I think a lot of people are. One thing I did hear out working the polls is a lot of people were talking about wanting the sales tax.
Yeah.
Yes, we.
It's not, you didn't reach a whole lot of people at the polls because
No.
only very few people turned out, which
That's
is still
right.
a shame.
That's right.
So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of people are going to have to be contacted. This is going to require flyers. It's going to require basically a billboard.
Yeah, we could do a lot. There's a lot of digital billboards around
Yes,
here
there
for
are.
people. Yeah.
You could do that.
I would say
There are
even
all
a
sorts of things
commercial.
you could do. And it needs to definitely be done.
Maybe they
TV.
need to do a commercial with us.
Yeah, well, that would be one.
I'm talking about a TV
Yes.
commercial.
And then a TV commercial.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
But
And I'm sure that JDN will do a story.
yes,
So.
I'm sure they will too. And I'm sure that this newspaper down there in Topsail, North Topsail,
Right,
the
right.
Topsail Times,
Yes, yes.
they'll do something.
Well, if
Matter
they're
of fact,
going to present this
I
resolution
may have to
Monday
write it up for them.
and vote on it, then it's pretty much a done deal as far as that part
And
of
that
it.
would very interest, especially if they are able to. This is one of the things on the table.
Right.
Could take 1 cent of that and put it towards the New River Inlet for a
Yes.
jetty.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be great. It's going to be an uphill battle because the environmentalists hate it.
Oh, that would really
But
open up a lot
it
of things.
Works.
That
I've
would
got
think
proof it
about what
works.
would open up.
Yeah.
Phew. A lot of tourism out of that too.
From the district attorney's office right here in Jacksonville, Daniel Lee Curtis pled guilty in Onslow County Superior Court yesterday. Traffic in opium, heroin, level 3, and possession of firearm by a felon, receiving a sentence of a minimum of 225 months and a maximum of 282 months. That's 18.75 to 23.5 years in the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction. That means the prison unit, Central Prison, in order to pay a mandatory $500,000 fine. In other words, he's not going to get out of prison early.
Good. He'll never
If
be
he-
able to pay that
if he-
fine, but
yep.
yeah.
The state was represented by Assistant District Attorney Brittany Hart. The defendant was represented by Stuart Popkin. Judge Matthew T. Houston was on the bench. Evidence showed that on June 15th of 2022, Detective's Office Drug Enforcement Unit were conducting surveillance of an address on Blue Creek Road in Jacksonville where there had been several Crime Stoppers tips. This is the important part of this
I
story.
love it.
Several Crime Stoppers tips as well as citizen complaints regarding the use and distribution of narcotics. While conducting surveillance, detectives noticed a vehicle go to the residence, stay a short period of time, and then leave. Duh. Detectives followed the vehicle, observed several traffic violations, and conducted a traffic stop. The vehicle was being operated by defendant Daniel Curtis, who had a valid driver's license. Doggone it, I hate it when that happens. The vehicle was being operated by Onslow County Sheriff's Office K-9 Bonito.
Oh, I love
Was
Bonito.
deployed
Love
and
Bonito.
gave a positive alert to the odor of narcotics in the vehicle. A search of the vehicle was performed by detectives on the scene. Several containers, baggies, a scale, narcotics, and other paraphernalia were located in the vehicle, as well as a handgun. The defendant was a convicted felon, therefore being prohibited from possessing a gun. Duh.
We need to bring
60
Bonito in here.
64.37 grams of fentanyl.
Oh, wow. Great
Other
price.
substances in possession of the defendant tested positive for methamphetamine.
Wow.
Good. Good. That's the way it needs to be done.
Yes.
Good,
Great.
good,
Great
good setup and good tips from Crime Stoppers people. Okay,
Yes.
folks, Crime Stoppers, very important. You don't have to give your name. If you're noticing that your neighbors or somebody down the street got unusual activity, they got a red light on that pops on and then suddenly traffic comes and goes, or a blue light or whatever different signal that they give. I knew of one over there on Saltwood, whatever it is.
So, yeah.
And there was the one over there that would do it all on a regular basis. And then the people, every time his light was on, there were people knock on the door, got something, take it and leave. Got
Wow.
something, take it and leave. I mean, it was obvious, it was disgustingly obvious. That guy would go out and howl at the moon at times too. Seriously, I heard him. I was over there.
Oh my gosh. How at
Okay.
the moon.
He was out there in La La Land. Let's take a break here live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA. Timmy, if you're still out there, give us a call back.
WSMA.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in the heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSMA.
Marine Anti-Terrorism Unit has now been deployed to protect the American Embassy in Haiti. Violent gangs continue to generate unrest in the Caribbean nation's capital. The U.S. Southern Command said in a statement early Wednesday today that at the request of the State Department, it deployed a U.S. Marine Fleet anti-terrorism security team to maintain strong security capabilities at the embassy and conduct relief in place for our current Marines, a common routine practice worldwide. The U.S. Embassy is still open. Limited operations are ongoing, focused on assistance to U.S. citizens and supporting Haitian-led efforts to secure a peaceful transition of power. The president of Haiti has resigned under pressure. He had, kind of had it, I guess, and I guess they had all had it with him as well. So don't know what's going to happen.
Well, then who's running the country? I mean, not that anybody is, but
Well, he's still there, but he's waiting for a transition. He's waiting for some kind of a team to be appointed and to get, once a transitional presidential council is established, then he'll step down. Wow. Gunmen there have burned police stations, closed the main international airports, and raided the country's two biggest prisons. Get this, releasing more than 4,000 inmates.
Wow. 4,000.
Now, they got 4,000 bad guys that have been released back into society, and now we send some Marines down there.
Why is it always us?
Don't get it. Your buddy Putin,
I know you're not talking to us.
he is warning the West, that means us, that his country is ready for a nuclear war, and said that he would consider the U.S. sending troops to Ukraine as a significant escalation of the war. So he said, from a military technical point of view, we are, of course, ready. The Russian president said he knows the U.S. is aware that deploying troops to Ukraine or on Russian territory would be viewed by Moscow as intervening in the war. He also urged strategic restraint. In his comments, Putin added that he was neither rushing to use nuclear weapons, nor did he believe their use in Ukraine was necessary. He thinks they're doing well in Ukraine. They killed another couple hundred Ukrainians last week or this week. I don't understand him making threats like that. In a statement, it said, weapons exist in order to use them. We have our own principles. What principles does the communist regime have? What are their principles?
I don't know. You tell me.
He also said if the United States conducted nuclear tests, Russia would conduct tests as well. It's still not necessary, he said. We still need to think about it, but I don't rule out that we can do the same. The United States and Russia together have about 90% of the nuclear weapons in this world combined. So we are the two powerhouses. Now, you do know that China and Korea, North Korea, and some other, Iran, they would all love us to go to war with each other.
Sure, they would.
Then one of them could become the superpower because both of us would be gone.
We need Jesus to come down and fix this world. It's just, we spend so much time fighting ourselves.
Well, one part of fixing this world would be to put one right there.
Oh,
and that
Yeah.
idiot's forehead.
Mhm.
All right, coming up tomorrow.
We have.
From the Angry Ginger.
Yes, we have Sean. I wonder if he's going to wear his kilts.
I don't know. He usually
He
does.
did last year.
And Sean, and by the way, just FYI, we're going to be live from the Angry Ginger, the three of us, along with Hollywood,
Right.
on Saturday from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. So come on by and join us. Probably don't know, maybe you're not aware of it, but it's St. Patrick's Day on
That's
Sunday.
right.
So we do this. They got the Angry Gingers. They got a whole weekend full. Starts on Friday.
Oh, yes.
From karaoke contests to bands to Kelly's going to do an Irish jig on Saturday while we're there. She said she would.
I did not tell you I was
That's
going
what I
to.
heard.
You asked me to do it.
Yeah, but I
Just
assumed
because
you-
I know how doesn't mean I'm going to.
Oh well.
Well, Friday night is the semifinals. They have 20 people, well,
For
21
karaoke.
for karaoke that have gone through because this started like 8-9 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
And so Friday night it goes from 20 down to 10.
And you're a judge.
Yes, I've been a judge. So, and then Saturday on stage in the pavilion starts at 1:00.
Mhm.
Those 10 take the stage, and it's a full production out there.
It
Okay.
is.
It's
It'll be
it's
good.
really nice.
It'll be
And
good. So we get through at 1:00 and have time to watch it.
yes,
There you go.
right. You can be a judge.
No. I'll be a judge from the audience. I'll bring some tomatoes.
Oh
you
no,
can't
no,
throw
no, no,
tomatoes.
no. There's some really good talent.
That's
this year.
good.
Really good
I'd like
talent.
to see. Okay, tomorrow we've got that. We got Chris Miller. It'll be Miller time,
That's right.
and so that'll be good. It'll be have a good time tomorrow. I'm looking forward to Friday as well. We got some folks from the Onslow Memorial Hospital.
Yes, we do.
We're gonna-
Caitlin McAllister and Penny. They're coming in. They're going to talk about hopping into health.
Yep,
And
an Easter takeoff, right?
right,
Hop
right.
along.
Hopping into health.
And then also we have our Senator Mike Lazar, fresh
That's
from
right.
Raleigh.
Fresh from Raleigh. He's in
Oh,
Raleigh Monday
he's-
through Thursday this week, and he said he'd be in Friday. So,
Yeah, he'll need some relief when he gets here.
well, maybe we can order him a pizza and let him rest.
Yeah, I know a place that's got him.
Yeah, me too. We know, don't we, Kelly?
He makes good
He makes some
strombolis there too. He
yeah.
personally made one
but
last week.
I've had his pizza, and
Yeah.
it's some kind of good.
It is good.
Okay, coming up right about now is going to be Fox News break, 60 seconds worth at 10 o'clock.
You're
Another
gonna
dose of the Daily
You're
D's.
going to
with
mess that
Rick.
up one day.
I am.
Kelly and I are going to leave.
I'm gonna have to, yeah.
And then at 10 o'clock is another dose of the D's with Rick, a daily dose. And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, he will hand it off to Hollywood, the man, the one and the only Hollywood man in the house. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Get your butt outside and enjoy the day. It's beautiful.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.